Solid Hill TDS, J. Leo, Hitchhikers. Check. I'ma spit fire and propane. Keep a little baggie of some veggies, yeah, romaine. Zombie ass bitch tryna eat up the whole brain. While this bummy ass nigga still asking for more change. Get your taste buds lit, popping right under your tongue. Lighting up a sharp strain, feel like it's chopping your lungs. Smoke another leaf to the head, feeling like Danny Phantom. Got a medicine jar in my car full of zany samples. Running with the factions with my rations getting low. Get down on the flow, blood races like I'm whipping blow. Shit show for show, I don't know, I just release and go. Can't hear what you're saying, this sweet too loud and you're speaking low. Johnny smoking haze, ain't a blaze, I got heat to throw. Then I'm let the heater flow and send it to the heat below. Think it's a game, I pick the day before you let him roll. Think I'm insane, but from the start I never had control.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale of the moonlight? Have you ever laid with a demon with the flames by your bedside? Smoking the air, sipping on spirits, get the mood right, get the crew hype. Middle fingers to the blue lights, dancing on your grave while I gaze into the moonlight.
Rolling through the city, heart is empty, but I'm feeling frisky, knowing I can make it even though these niggas wanna end me. Got some rolling papers and some bitches, yeah, we getting litty, feeling out of place. Fuck it, I got my niggas with me. We on a long road, smoking trees and bagging hoes. Love is faded, I'm jaded, consequences are never told. Running out of character, the real me is getting old. Facing the facade, 50 shades, and I fall below. I'm on some new shit, underworld a new bitch. Your loose lips tangle you up, I guess this news fits. I do this, spitting some fire in F doom hits. The sun god bringing some light, now watch your mood switch. Hieroglyphs when writing scripts, now my stay but conquering. Conjuring some spirits in the valleys where they die and quit. Just a gladiator on a righteous tip, still sharp and steel, but I'm colder than the Arctic gets.
Chill. What's good, folks? What's good, people? It's your boy Wildcard Mar, aka Modelo Mar. Y'all know I'm gonna keep plugging Modelo till they go ahead and cut the check for your boy. Cause I drink it a lot. I'm promoting y'all. Just drop the check, Modelo. Look, welcome to the show, episode 82. Get your drink ready. Get your smoke ready. Get whatever you need to get ready for this late night edition of some sports talk with your boy. Cheers, y'all. Tastes so good. Modelo. It's hump day. Hope everybody had a fantastic Wednesday. Of course, y'all know how it is. That's my boy 40 Water, aka Silent Hill. Him and J. Leo providing the theme song for the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition. Pale Moon Devil Dance. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Y'all going over there, go check my fellas out. Hitchhikers. All right. That's what we do. Going over to the website, www.ioftenwonder19.com. That is the website. Has all the social network, apps that we are on. It's a lot. There's all the information. Also, you go to the Patreon. You can donate. Help us get better equipment so we can keep delivering better shows for you guys. Also, go cop the merch. We got I.O.W. sports merch, sweatshirts, got shirts. Sweatshirts is kind of out of season. It's hot as hell everywhere, especially down here in North Carolina. It's hot. But still, you can rock it at night. Or, whatever. Just cop the merch. But most importantly, go to your respective app store. You see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. If you are an Apple iOS user, go on over to the Apple Store. If you are a Google Android user, go to the Google Play Store. Download the I.O.W. Network app. It's up. It's running. Go check it out. So now that we got all the house cleaning stuff out the way, promotional stuff out the way,
let's do what we do best on the I.O.W. late night owl show with your boy. We gotta have us a little laugh. Gotta have a little laugh. I know I'm bugging y'all, but y'all just rock with your boy. So I peeped this. I caught this little thing. It's the Cottonmouth, the little cartoon puppet little joints, and they be having me cracking up. So I saw that. I was like, I gotta share this with my people. Y'all check this out.
Buddy. Knock the yugger out of him.
Not the yugger.
So he knocked that man into a sinus infection. He can't be knocked that man allergies. That boy needs some antibiotics. My mother said a Ricola.
Ricola.
Hey, that's what you call a slobber knocker. My mother bopped his ass. Boy, see slime time come out his nose, boy. My soul, boy. Then I died.
The merch is here. Get it in the bio. Get your merch.
I rock with them, man. Nah, for real. I rock with them boys, man. They be funny as hell. Y'all gotta check them out on they be on TikTok and all that stuff. Cotton now. They funny. They be having me dying laughing. Before we get into all the sports talk, because we got a lot of sports to talk about today. Look. Let's go ahead. Wild cards play from the night. If you're not a baseball fan, this guy will make you a baseball fan. Fernando Tatis Jr. blasted this joint. Y'all peep this out.
And one down here in the third inning for Fernando Tatis Jr. Flied out to center, turned into a DP. They were able to get Tommy Pham at second base. That was back in the first inning. As Freeland backs off. Kyle Freeland has been a Rocky since 2017. He's a 17-game winner in a Rockies uniform in 2018. 17-7 with a good ERA, 2.85 with the Rockies.
He had a tremendous year that year.
Fly ball, deep left field, crushed. Fernando Tatis Jr. connects on his 21st home run of the year, and the Padres are on the board emphatically. Well, it is our Arco top-tier play. Tatis with a home run.
Well, first pitch of this at bat, he threw him a changeup because he knows he likes to be aggressive. This pitch here, not so much. Up and away, get extended. No doubt about that one. And another home run given up by Cal Freeland last outing, 5 against the Reds. Cal Freeman, I feel for you.
That boy Fernando Tatis nasty, y'all. That's why the Padres gave him that 14-year contract at the beginning of this year. That boy nasty. And what I love about him, he don't give a damn about them unwritten old school rules that they be playing with in baseball. You see him do the little celebration, a little step back, on his way to third. I love his personality, man. He's good for the game of baseball, in my opinion. So I love it. So keep doing your thing, Fernando Tatis. You keep doing your thing, my brother. You keep it up. Anyway, look, y'all. The NBA was busy today. NBA was very busy today. A lot of stuff coming out the NBA. But we got to talk about what just happened tonight. Hawks, Sixers, Game 5, tied 2-2 in the series. That boy, ice cold Trae Young, boy, in them Hawks, down 26. And y'all, when I say I was watching that game, I was falling asleep. I was nodding because I'm like, yo, this is boring. They can't stop Embiid. Next thing you know, and I've been waiting for this guy to come in the series and make his impact. That boy, Magic City, Lemon Pepper Lou. Malazzo, what's up, bro? It's funny you on right now. Look, I got the Tasty Tacos shirt, Des Moines, Iowa. Go, you better go get them Tasty Tacos, Malazzo. Hawks Jazz NBA Finals, really? You really think Jazz is gonna get there? I know Kawhi out. We'll get to that later on. I don't know about Hawks getting past Brooklyn, just because what KD did last night was phenomenal. But hey, I love you, Malazzo. That's another one of our homies from the BWO. So if you are a wrestling fan, go on over to Facebook, type in BWO, Black Wrestling Order. It's a group of wrestling fanatics. If you love professional wrestling, go to the BWO. Great group of guys. Of course, I have Beast Mode Bones on last night, a frequent guest on the show. He's part of the BWO. So, you know, we have frequent visitors from the BWO over here. So I'm telling you, BWO, very supportive group. We love wrestling, but we always support each other, you know, on outside adventures as well. Hawks had no business in that game. No business in that game at all. Down 26, like I said. And that boy Trae Young, man. But like I said, I've been waiting for Lou Williams, a multiple time 6 Man of the Year, to make his mark. Game 5 was his game. Came off the bench. His plus minus was plus 31, y'all. 15 points, 7 of 11 of shooting in 23 minutes. But he pretty much sparked that comeback. He did. But I got to give Danilo Gallinari some credit. He came off the bench, played 30 minutes, 3 for 4 downtown, 6 of 10 shooting. His plus minus was 13. He added 16 points. John Collins, got to give him his props. Went 7 of 12, 3 from 4 from downtown, 19 points. But that boy Trae Young, you know, I prefer he shoots a little better. You know, 10 for 23. But man, 39 points. Look, you got to give Atlanta credit, man. They had no business in that game. They had no business winning that game. But you got to love the fight in those guys. What's this 2 games in a row now? 2 games in a row that they had no business in that game? So, I mean, game 4. You know, Philly had their largest lead was 18. Down in Atlanta, game 4. Atlanta came back, got that one. Their largest lead, Philly's largest lead tonight, 26. Came back. That's 2 games in a row that Atlanta is showing so much fight. Now, I ain't going to brag. because the series ain't over. So I'm gonna wait till this series is over before I say something. But I did pick Atlanta to win this series because I was under the impression that Joel Embiid wasn't going to play, but he has been playing, and not only has he been playing, Joel Embiid's been balling. You know, efficient night tonight, 12, 20, 37 points. Steph's brother, Seth Curry, the other Curry boy, was cooking tonight. 7 of 12 from downtown. Almost tied Allen Iverson's playoff record for most threes of a 76er. One short. He put in 36 points. And then that was it for Philly. Nobody else really scored. Nobody else was in double figures. Ben Simmons, I can go on and on about him. 8 points. Korkmaz, 8 points. Tobias Harris, wow, you laid a dud. 4 points. 2 of 11 shooting. 2 of 11? Other than that, 13 points off the bench. That's it. You know, if Joel Embiid is sacrificing his torn meniscus in his knee, his body, to win this series, and only has Seth Curry. Yes, Seth Curry, only guy that showed up. Did y'all know that Seth Curry and Joel Embiid was the only guys that scored in the fourth quarter for the Sixers? I mean, so who's to blame here? You know, I was going through social media, and there's everybody has their opinion. Oh, it's the players, it's Doc Rivers. Let's be real. Doc Rivers has some bad meltdowns as a coach. With the Clippers. But come on, Doc Rivers wasn't on the court. He wasn't in the lineup. He wasn't playing tonight. If you guys heard his press conference last after Game 4, after that loss, he said everybody's trying to play hero ball. Nobody's trusting each other. Maybe you can call better, play sets. I don't know. But at the end of the day, these players have to have some kind of accountability. Because look, blame could go on the whole Sixers team, everybody, from players down to coaches. It can, but we gotta hold these players accountable for their performance. Again, Tobias Harris 2 for 11. Hey, what is that? Atlanta has already showed that they don't have the length or the physicality to hang with Philly, but apparently they got more heart the last 2 games. Philly gets up and stops playing basketball. And when I say I was literally about to turn the channel, and then I saw Lemon Pepper Lou start heating up, I said, let me hold off. Let me see how far this goes. And you can just see the momentum change. Quavo from the Migos was on the sideline. He's getting hyped. And you see all the faces on those 76ers fans like, oh. It's like their faces was just drowning in pity. Misery, watching their team collapse. No excuses. No excuses, 76ers. No excuses. If they lose this series, Go back to game 4 and 5 on why they lost, if they lose this series. But this series is going back to Atlanta. Going back to Atlanta. They're going to play Friday, 7:30 for game 6. Atlanta has a chance to close the series out. I'm literally trying to find the right words to describe this collapse. It's just pitiful. Just absolutely pitiful that Philly lost this game. Like you guys are the number 1 seed. And you have a guy, an MVP candidate, runner-up, and Joel Embiid, who, in my opinion, should be resting. Shouldn't even be playing on the partially torn meniscus in his knee, in his right knee. Giving it his all. Lucky Seth Curry showed up. Otherwise, this game would have got blown out. Literally. Atlanta would have blew them out as Seth Curry not showed up. Because literally, 36 points from Seth, 37 from Joel Embiid, and Philly needed every last 36 points from Seth Curry. Otherwise, like I said, blowout. Because this is pitiful, man. I mean, no contribution at all from that whole team but 2 players. Literally. Makes no sense. I know everybody wanted to talk about Doc Rivers with his history, but look, coaches coach, players play. Maybe as a coach, reiterate, hey, got to show some urgency. I get that part. But these players got to take some accountability. I don't know what Tobias Harris was doing. Let me talk about Ben Simmons for just a second. Guy super talent, could ball handle for a 7-footer. Body like LeBron. But can't shoot worth the lick. Scared to shoot. Only took 4 attempts. Took 4 attempts. Played 38 minutes and you take 4 shots. Philly's going to have to make a decision. Philly's going to have to make a decision this offseason. Is Ben Simmons worth keeping? In my opinion, no. I would trade him for a guard in a heartbeat. Give me a shooting guard. Give me another shooter. Because obviously Joel Embiid showing that that's his team. He's willing to, put his health on the line to win the series. Surround him with shooters. Because at this point, look, I know Ben Simmons, Defensive Player of the Year, but he's a liability come crunch time because he can't shoot. Don't want to shoot. Looks scared to shoot. And you saw what Nate McMillan did. Played hacker Ben. Put him on the line. Put him on the line. That man went 4 for 4. Made 4 free throws. Had 14 attempts from the line. 14 attempts. If he makes his free throws, he got 20 points. And I was just having this conversation on another Facebook chat. I can easily compare Ben Simmons and Giannis. Ben Simmons is probably going to have the better defense. Greek Freak's going to have the better offense. But other than that, Same player. They both can't shoot. Both liabilities in crunch time. Both can't make free throws. Very limited skill set. Offensively, of course. So look, Philly got to make they got to make a decision. Do you keep him? I wouldn't. He's still young. You know, I'm not sure of his value, but you could probably. I go get a shooter. He's 24. I go get some shooters around Joel Embiid. I would. But I'm not going to take nothing away from the Hawks, man. They wanted to win. They didn't quit. They was getting their ass stomped. Couldn't stop Embiid. Couldn't stop Seth Curry. Seth Curry was cooking behind the line. The other Curry boy was cooking in his pot, boy. But I'm not going to take nothing away from the Hawks. That young team is hungry. They want to ball. I mean, you can't can't deny it. You cannot deny the Hawks of what they did tonight and in Game 4. They wanted that. But we'll see what happens. Game 6, Friday, with Atlanta with a chance to end that series. And if they end it, look at Game 4 and 5 on why they won that series. But other big news, man, more injuries. More injuries from in the NBA. Kawhi Leonard. They're fearing that it might be a torn ACL. Huge loss. But as of right now, it don't look too bad of a loss. Last time I checked the score, Clippers were up. Let me update that score, matter of fact, so I can talk intelligently. Yes, pretty much 6 minutes 45 seconds in the fourth quarter. 100 Clippers, 90 Utah Jazz. So we'll keep an eye on that score. For the last 30 minutes of the show. So we'll keep an eye on that score. But huge loss for the Clippers to be without your best player. But like I said, right now, as it stands, Paul George he don't look like pandemic P. He's looking like, matter of fact, damn this self-proclaimed playoff P or trashing on him, calling pandemic P. He's playing like Pacer P. Indiana Pacer Paul George. When he was the man in Indiana. He's playing like that tonight. Like he's balling right now. Already got a double-double, 30 points, 13 boards. He's thrown in 5 assists, 2 steals, even got a block. 4 turnovers. I'm not digging turnovers. So my fault. 3 turnovers. Reggie Jackson, I just saw hit a big shot. Marcus Morris, he's looking good. Got 24 points on 10 of 16 shooting. So the Clippers are looking like they got something to prove. Because I'm pretty sure they heard the talks. Oh, no Kawhi. Series is done. But we'll keep on it. Look, losing Kawhi is big. It's huge. I don't care how you slice it, how you dice it, how you present it. Bad loss. Bad loss to that roster. And then, of course, your boy LeBron had to chime in. You know, they all didn't want to listen to me. Look, LeBron, you was right. But you know why people don't want to listen to you? It's because you're always talking. That's why, LeBron. You always got something to say. You're right, LeBron. They didn't listen to you. Because sometimes your voice gets it gets tone deaf. You know, LeBron's one of those people that he can always make a valid point because you always talking, people tune you out. I mean, we all got that friend or family member that's always talking and you know, oh, I said that, I was right. But you're always talking. Sometimes we don't want to hear from you about everything. We don't always want to hear your opinion, your take on everything, LeBron. Sometimes just stick to just playing basketball. You know, it's nothing wrong with sometimes just taking a back seat. But going ahead and going on social media with, oh, you should have listened to me, I was right. But he does have valid points. You're talking about a very short off season, especially for him. They had 71 days in between winning the championship in the bubble and the start of this year. And then you're talking about just a short off season and period. When you're putting, you're putting, players' health at risk. You know, not getting proper rest, not getting a proper off season. Totally right. You're totally right, LeBron. But don't nobody always want to hear from you, man. So, don't nobody always want to hear from you, bro. Chris Paul, he's in COVID protocol. And I'm curious to see how they're going to handle this. Because this goes back to when LeBron, at the beginning of the playoffs, when the NBA 100% admitted that LeBron was in violation of the COVID protocols, but there wasn't no discipline. But now all of a sudden, Chris Paul is in protocol. I'm definitely keeping an eye on this. Because, and I want to hear more of the actual, did Chris Paul, purposely violate protocol like LeBron did? Or was Chris Paul just around somebody not knowing that they were positive? Or did he contract COVID? Because those details haven't been 100% dropped yet. So, and here's the thing. Chris Paul has admitted to Matt Barnes on The Jump, ESPN The Jump, that he is vaccinated. So this puts his status of the world of the Western Conference Finals in jeopardy. So, but here's a good thing. Good thing that the Suns took care of business. They swept Denver. They got a little leeway. So this Chris Paul being in protocol might mean something, might not. We'll see. Time will tell. Because as of right now, The Jazz and the Clippers are still playing. And matter of fact, let's do a quick update. 5.5 minutes left in that. 100 Clippers, 94 Jazz. So we will see whether this Chris Paul situation is going to be meaningful or not. Let's not jump the gun on it. I'm not going to jump the gun on it, but it's worth talking about. Because, I mean, look, when you're talking about a man and Chris Paul, who was so important to the Suns, and then you had LeBron's situation, I want to see how the league is going to handle this. Kyrie Irving has already been ruled out, as expected, for Game 6 tomorrow night, or technically tonight now, since we are the late night show. So no surprise there. But James Harden has already been touted as available. He played 46 minutes the other day on that bad leg. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if James Harden could contribute more than just 8 assists and a couple of points than what he did the last game. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. A couple of coaches got the axe today. Scott Brooks. Him and the Washington Wizards couldn't come to terms, so they parted ways. I'm curious to see how that coaching change is going to have an effect on the Wizards, especially when it comes to Westbrook. Scott Brooks coached Russell Westbrook in Oklahoma City, coached him here in Washington. I don't know if that changes their offensive plan. I hope it does. Having Westbrook pretty much being your primary ball handler, Mr. Triple-Double himself, still can't shoot it down. But we'll see if that makes a difference on not only that offensive plan, but does it change their construction of that roster? I'm willing to bet that the organization of the Washington Wizards are feeling okay keeping Westbrook and definitely keeping Bradley Beal. And maybe they add a couple pieces, maybe not. We'll see. But Scott Brooks is out of there. So I'm curious to see what coaching candidates they got on their hiring list. I'm still confused on why nobody's talking about Mark Jackson. Why is it Mark Jackson? I mean, I keep hearing Sam Cassell, Chauncey Billups, but I haven't heard Mark Jackson's name not one time. But there's a couple jobs open that looks good. Celtics job is open. Now the Wizards job is open. Portland's job is open. Orlando Magic job is open. Indiana Pacers job is open. And then Stan Van Gundy. One and done. 1 year with New Orleans Pelicans with that young roster. Zion Williamson, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball. They got some young high draft picks on that roster. But Stan Van Gundy just couldn't get the job done. Just couldn't get the job done. A big three by Reggie Jackson, 103-97, 5 minutes left in that game. But Stan Van Gundy couldn't get the job done. And here's my thing. Players still have to play, but, you do have to do some coaching in the NBA. Zion Williamson will go into his 3rd year next year. And it'll be his third coach in 3 years. Alvin Gentry, his rookie year. Stan Van Gundy, his sophomore year. He'll be on his third coach in 3 years. Now, here's my thing. How do you expect, as an organization, to get the proper development of a young talent, of not just Zion Williamson, but of that whole roster, when you're about to be on your third coach in 3 years? Where's the continuity at? When you got so many different voices that are changing in your coaching seat, different philosophies, that could be damaging to a young roster because there's nothing that's consistent with their franchise. So if you had 2 underperforming years with that young roster, what do you expect is going to happen next year? I mean, there's nothing consistent. You know, you can't expect to have success when you keep changing the seat, when you keep changing the captain seat. You know, just like any other job. You know, this is a job for these athletes. But how many times? Because I've had it before. You know, working in the kitchen and you're changing executive chefs. You know, one guy, he's going to run the organization or the kitchen in my example one way. Then you swap him out. Then another guy's going to come in. He's going to run it his way. You still perform, but you're not going to be performing at your best because you're constantly changing protocols, way of doing things. You're constantly changing stuff. Huge 3 by Donovan Mitchell, 105-100. Still keep an eye on that. 4 minutes left in that. You know, what's that saying? People don't like change. And for the most part, that's true. People don't like change. When you're constantly changing things, there's no way of getting comfortable. And I'm not saying comfortable as in like you're getting complacent, but you're not getting comfortable in how to run this organization. You're not getting comfortable in your environment because your environment is always changing. And Zion and that young roster is going to be the ones that's going to suffer the most because you're trying to build something, but they're restarting every year. I feel bad for those young boys because there's nothing that's consistent with their organization. And I saw David Griffin, the general manager, president of basketball operations down there in New Orleans. He seemed emotional, pretty much summed up that, you know, him and Stan Van Gundy couldn't come to agreements as in how they both saw the direction of the team going, philosophy-wise. And so they made a move. And I get that. Especially as GM, in most sports organizations, if your coach and your GM can't get along, somebody got to go. Somebody has to go. And in this case, Stan Van Gundy got the axe. 1 year and done. Honestly, how I see it. Oh, Terrence Mann just hit a big shot, 109, 103. How I see it. New Orleans Pelicans, to me, is probably a nice, attractive job. I would say New Orleans is the number one attractive job because you do have a young core that you can build around. And then I would go, I would probably go Celtics because they're closer to having a better, more rounded roster. Then I would go Portland as in most attractive jobs right now. Reason why I didn't put Portland 1 is because right now you just don't know how certain you're going to keep Dame Lillard. Because out of all those teams that are available right now, of course, Portland sticks out because of Dame Lillard. But at the same time, are you certain that Dame Lillard still wants to keep wasting his years in Portland, sacrificing all his talent in Portland? Down in New Orleans, no, all those young guys aren't going nowhere. They're still on the contract. I know Dame is, but you know how this player movement is in the NBA nowadays. If they want out, they gonna get out. Boston, I put them, like I said, I put them right behind New Orleans because you're gonna get Jaylen Brown back, Jason Tatum. So there's your core. I think you move Kemba Walker. Just Kemba Walker just hasn't really elevated the Celtics. Just hasn't. Just hasn't. So, I mean, NBA was busy today, man. Even Rookie of the Year. No surprise there. LaMelo Ball gets Rookie of the Year. Pretty much got almost 90% of the votes. The other 10% went to Anthony Edwards down in Minnesota. I'm not surprised that LaMelo Ball got Rookie of the Year. No surprise at all. The guy was was balling. Started on the bench. Came in and put up good numbers. Then once he got inserted to the starting lineup, people don't realize this, but the Hornets was almost they were up to the 4th seed in the East when they was clicking on all cylinders. And then when LaMelo had the wrist injury on his left wrist and was out for almost a month and a half, almost 2 months, so Charlotte started sinking. And then when he came back, balled out, got him into the play-in tournament. Unfortunately, couldn't win. But that showed his importance to that team. With LaMelo Ball, they were balling. One of the best teams in the East. Like I said, they was high as 4th. Without him, they went straight Titanic, almost sunk. They definitely were taking on some water. But he came back and picked up right where he left off. I just feel like his impact to his team was a lot greater than Anthony Edwards was to the Wizards. Not the Wizards, Minnesota Timberwolves. To me, it was just night and day. So no surprise there. No surprise there. There was some other news down in college football land. So now the NCAA has informed Arizona State football program that they're investigating allegations of violations, citing bylaws for ongoing investigations. It says investigating Arizona State hosting prospects during the recruiting day period, which lasted March 2020 to January 1st of 2021 because of coronavirus. But they were prohibited from having recruits on campus during that period, and also face allegations about recruiting practices, including possible improper contact with prospects, and you know, and honestly, they're saying Herm Edwards, you know, you played to win the game. Y'all remember him? He's been the coach at Arizona State for the last few years. But they're saying they paying for players. So they pay to win the game. That's a hot mess, man. But here's my thing. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of universities that do this. It's more of if you get caught. So somebody had to do something, must not have liked something, or you know, somebody just didn't like something about that whole situation that they had to go out and report this to the NCAA, which sucks. And it sucks because Herm Edwards is the coach, and therefore he's responsible for any and everything about that, of what happens with that program. And Herm Edwards has always been, you know, one of those guys that talks about integrity. And it sucks that he's in this situation right now. I'm pretty sure more information is going to come out, you know, during this investigation. But this might cost him his job if this investigation goes in the direction that's not favorable for him. But when you look at it, I mean, and I'm not saying that this happens. I mean, you don't know what coaches is practicing those practices of trying to get the top recruits in the unofficial NCAA correct way. You just don't know. But eventually, you know, something's going to happen where somebody don't like something, and the word's going to get out. But I just find it ironic that a guy like Herm Edwards, who's always, you know, talked about integrity, character, and things like that, that he's in this situation right now. But then again, can NCAA, you know, getting your top recruits is a job on its own, because you got to get the players, especially in college football. It's such a big money business where, as a coach, you're measured by wins and losses. You know, you're measured by how much talent you are to get to your program. So there's another layer of added pressure to make sure that you do your job and be efficient at it. And sometimes, I guess at the end of the day, maybe there's some integrity that you don't have, or you might do something not thinking that it's a violation. Who knows? But I just find a lot of irony in that news dropping today, dealing with that program from a man of Herm Edwards, high esteem. He's supposed to be one of these high esteem, very integrity driven guys, very high character. I don't know his involvement. The investigation will come down to it. But at the end of the day, when you're the coach of a university, you're responsible for all parts of that program, all. So, ain't going to be too much, I didn't know. NCAA ain't going to care. They will ban you, and you'll probably lose your job for violations. $114-108, 20 seconds left in this game. They just fouled Pacer P. I'm calling him Pacer P. No self-proclaimed playoff P, no pandemic P to clown him. I'm calling him Pacer P. So looks like the Clippers might walk away with this victory. If they do, that's a huge win to go on the road into Utah, a very hostile environment without your best player. 115, Paul George just hit the first free throw. That's if they end up pulling this out, that's an impressive win right here. Very impressive. Is not too much you can diss on the Clippers about that. Speaking of which, a couple of guys owe me an apology from Monday. My man Kofi Weeson already hit me up and said, "Yo, my bad, bro. You was right." Because I said the Clippers were going to win Monday night. So Paul George just hit both free throws, 116, 108. Yeah, so they're probably going to walk away with this victory. But so look, y'all stay tuned to the day stream Thursday. Me and D. Trammell, we're going to be going live 4 to 6, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Also simulcast on the I.O.W. network app. So go download it. You see it scroll on the bottom. But look, y'all, that's the show for tonight, y'all. Episode 82 in the books. I love it. We getting up there in episodes, y'all. But we going to check y'all out tomorrow, God willing. And most importantly, y'all going to have yourself a fantastic Thursday. And y'all going to love somebody, hug somebody. Peace.
Silent Hill TDS. Hitchhikers. Let's go. Yo. Pick and roll with the bow, whoa, watch the smoke unload. Let my soul sink into the flow, feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blunt corrode, let it go. Release to the beast, about to take control. Overload, burn another shrub to keep my mind sedated. Elevated, felt elated from withdrawal but never faded. Alcohol pumping out my system in need of patience. Point blatant, do it in reverse until the points taken. Put it in work to muscles jerk and my joints aching. Numbers don't lie, but I think these niggas point shaving. I am on another high. You can only taste the fragrance floating on the stroke. Bodies below, twisted, agitated. Hand me another gram, watch me break down and light this bitch. Explosive tendencies, watch me spark and ignite the shit. Put the game in a chokehold with a tighten grip. Niggas inciting shit, hoes peeping, they bite their lips. Cold hearted bastard, give a hot bitch an icy kiss. Take a buzz to another level and heighten it. My karma is Dalai Lama, the smoke for enlightenment. Nigga drag me to hell with all the hounds and Leviathans. Reach for a pack of guards, cause I'm about to smoke a quick. Pussy poppin' and percolate, I just want the smoke circulate. Losers will spectate and the haters will speculate, but I'm too busy taking all this vapor straight to the face. Damn. Shit. Shit, you got a light. Fuck that, I'm shit. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoking low. Let my soul sink into the flow. Feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood go roll. Let it go, release to the beat, about to take control. Pick and roll with the bowl, whoa, watch the smoking low. Let my soul sink into the flow. Feel the flames below, ready to go. Light another pack, watch the blood go roll. Let it go, release to the beat, about to take control.